with other causes of the same unfortunate outcome. Furthermore, your System 1 noticed the fact that the juxtaposition of the two words is uncommon. You probably never encountered it before. You experienced mild surprise. This complex constellation of responses occurred quickly, automatically, and effortlessly. You did not will it, and you could not stop it. It was an operation of System 1. The events that took place as a result of your seeing the words happened by a process called associative activation. Ideas that have been evoked trigger many other ideas in a spreading cascade of activity in your brain. The essential feature of this complex set of mental events is its coherence. Each element is connected, and each supports and strengthens the others. The word evokes memories, which evoke emotions, which in turn evoke facial expressions and other reactions, such as a general tensing up and an avoidance tendency. The facial expression and the avoidance motion intensify the feelings to which they are linked, and the feelings in turn reinforce compatible ideas. All this happens quickly and all at once, yielding a self-reinforcing pattern of cognitive, emotional, and physical responses that is both diverse and integrated. It has been called associatively coherent. In a second or so, you accomplished, automatically and unconsciously, a remarkable feat. Starting from a completely unexpected event, your System 1 made as much sense as possible of the situation. Two simple words, oddly juxtaposed, by linking the words in a causal story. It evaluated the possible threat, mild to moderate, and created a context for future developments by preparing you for events that had just become more likely. It also created a context for the current event by evaluating how surprising it was. You ended up as informed about the past and as prepared for the future as you could be. An odd feature of what happened is that your System 1 treated the mere conjunction of two words as representations of reality. Your body reacted in an attenuated replica of a reaction to the real thing, and the emotional response and physical recoil were part of the interpretation of the event. As cognitive scientists have emphasized in recent years, cognition is embodied. You think with your body, not only with your brain. The mechanism that causes these mental events has been known for a long time. It is the association of ideas. We all understand from experience that ideas follow each other in our conscious mind in a fairly orderly way. The British philosophers of the 17th and 18th centuries searched for the rules that explain such sequences. In An Enquiry Concerning Human Understanding, published in 1748, the Scottish philosopher David Hume reduced the principles of association to three: resemblance, contiguity in time and place, and causality. Our concept of association has changed radically since Hume's days, but his three principles still provide a good start. I will adopt an expansive view of what an idea is. It can be concrete or abstract, and it can be expressed in many ways, as a verb, as a noun, as an adjective, or as a clenched fist. Psychologists think of ideas as nodes in a vast network called associative memory, in which each idea is linked to many others. There are different types of links. Causes are linked to their effects. Virus to cold, things to their properties, lime to green, things to the categories to which they belong, bananas to fruit. One way we have advanced beyond Hume is that we no longer think of the mind as going through a sequence of conscious ideas, one at a time. In the current view of how associative memory works, A great deal happens at once. An idea that has been activated does not merely evoke one other idea. It activates many ideas, which in turn activate others. Furthermore, only a few of the activated ideas.
Book 1, Part 1 of The Art of War by Niccolo Machiavelli. Translated by Henry Neville. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Clive Catterall. Book 1, Part 1.
Oh, okay, keep going. And it opens it in the page, you can't open it like... If it's on a window though, it's on the same page.
Book 1, Part 1.
Okay, so you don't gotta download it, that's good. Wow, these motherfuckers charge, I guarantee you this is where they're getting their library at. Motherfuckers. I can't wait to send them away. 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 Oh, I can't, oh, I can't, oh, I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. Why wouldn't it go in alphabetical order? Why does it go like... Antiquity. Okay, go back. Oh, okay. I can't wait to send you away. I can't wait to send you away. I can't wait to send you away. I can't wait. Dream psychology. Remember you guys tried to charge me for that book? I have a recording of it actually. I believe it's online. I have actually video of you trying to charge me for all of this shit. Oh man, are you fucked? I can't wait. Well, I'm sure you got permission slip, right? Because I'm so crazy that you got permission to be able to do that. Oh, actually, no, I don't want to. I actually don't want to download them. Because then the fucking faggot goes and does this bullshit. Oh yeah, you try to charge me for all this shit. Oh man, are you fucked? Oh, why is this different now?
Chapter 1 of The Mastery of Destiny by James Allen.
Guarantee that's not the way it's
This
read.
is a librivox recording.
Guarantee that's not
All
the way it's read.
librivox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer,
Guarantee
please
it.
visit librivox.org. Recording by Andrea Fiore. The Mastery of Destiny by James Allen. Chapter 1.
So some of the
Deeds,
narrator.
Character,
Who's the other
and
narrator?
Destiny. There is, and always has been, a widespread belief in fate, or destiny, that is, in an eternal
they
and
would say
inscrutable
the
power,
okay.
which apportions definite ends to both individuals and nations. This belief has arisen from long observation of the facts of life. Men are conscious that there are certain occurrences which they cannot control, and are powerless to avert. Birth and death, for instance, are inevitable, and many of the incidents of life appear equally inevitable. Men strain every nerve for the attainment of certain ends, and gradually they become conscious of a power which seems to be not of themselves, which frustrates their puny efforts, and laughs, as it were, at their fruitless striving and struggle. As men advance in life, they learn to submit, more or less, to this overruling power which they do not understand, perceiving only its effects in themselves and the world around them, and they call it by various names, such as God, Providence, Fate, Destiny, etc. Men of contemplation, such as poets and philosophers, step aside, as it were, to watch the movements of this mysterious power, as it seems to elevate its favorites on the one hand and strike down its victims on the other, without reference to merit or demerit. The greatest poets, especially the dramatic poets, represent this power in their
And these
works,
motherfuckers should charge
as
me
they
for
have
this shit.
observed it in nature. The Greek and Roman dramatists usually depict their heroes as having foreknowledge of their fate, and taking means to escape it, but by so doing, they blindly involve themselves in a series of consequences, which bring about the doom they are trying to avert. Shakespeare's characters, on the other hand, are represented, as in nature, with no foreknowledge, except in the form of presentiment,
Subscribe
of their
button.
particular destiny. Thus, according to the poets, whether the man knows his fate or not, he cannot avert it, and
Forward
every
of
conscious or
As a Man
unconscious act
Thinketh.
of his
That's funny how they're all
is
the
a
same.
This
step
is a
towards
LibriVox
it.
recording.
Omar
All LibriVox
Khayyam's
recordings
moving
are in the
finger
public domain.
is a vivid
For more
expression of this
information
idea.
or to volunteer, please visit librivox.org. As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Recording by Mark Cawley. Forward. This little volume, the result of meditation and experience, is not intended as an exhaustive treatise on the much written upon subject of the power of thought. It is suggestive rather than explanatory,